Originally, we based our target audience on our own knowledge. We believed that Insomnia was a well-known song. Therefore, our primary target audience age would be 15 to 24, and our secondary audience would be 25 to 40. Carrying out research on YouTube comments, we found a lot from this, as there is a target audience for the primary age we were thinking of, but these also highlighted that there was definitely a secondary audience. To begin with, we were sceptical about this decision of our primary and secondary audience because we thought the act would be more suited to an older generation, as Faithless originated in the early 90s. However, the feedback we got from YouTube comments didn't lead us to change our minds.
Decision.
Another feature I found relatively useful was to look at Faithless's live performances and to look at the audience members attending the concerts. This was a useful tool as we could roughly work out the age of the audience. This matched up to our primary and secondary target audience perfectly, as there was a mix between the two at Faithless's live performances.
I can't get no sleep.
I started by showing a potential primary audience some pictures of our artist. These are the pictures shown. I decided to show a variety of pictures of our artist, Faithless, and asked people whether they knew who this was. If my target audience didn't know who the person was in the pictures, I would then show them the track that we would be using. Right, so do you know who that is, Rose?
No. Yeah, it's Faithless. No.
Track.
No.
Do you own or stream anything by this track, by this act?
Yeah.
What would you expect to see in their videos?
I don't know. Dark themed video?
From that picture, yeah?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Faithless. No.
Thank you. Do you know this song?
No. Sorry.
I don't want to guess. Get to get it wrong.
Just guess.
Snoop Dogg.
We created a range of sample sequences, 5 in total, and told them the idea of what we were going to do for this video, and that gave them a taste of what it was going to be like. The first question was, do you think this idea is appropriate for our target audience? The feedback was that it was suitable because of the idea and the fact that the main character fits in their age range, so they can relate. We also were incorporating nightclub scenes in our original idea, which is our target audience seemed fond of. However, we didn't include the nightclub scenes in our final cut because it was unconvincing and unrealistic. A lot also agreed that the music was suited to our target audience because the track was well known. However, one person did say that the audience could be stretched older because their parents like that kind of music, which is why we have a secondary target audience. The last question was any thoughts on how we might utilise the tools of social media, and everyone said Facebook, and use people who have a lot of followers, therefore we could reach a wider audience and there is a possibility of a viral aspect. Yes. We were able to gain feedback from our sample sequences, which was good as it required little time, and we were able to make 5. We got a good range of feedback. I gained feedback from 5 peers on the sequences, although the audio on the clips were muted. The feedback boiled down to both positive and negative. The positives were the track itself, the black and white filter, and the effects that we used. The negatives were the lip syncing was out of time, and it was boring in places. The audience feedback from this was useful, as we knew what to do and what not to do when creating our rough cuts. It also gave us a heads up on what we had planned to shoot, as we could change it accordingly. One of the key pieces that arise from our audience feedback was our nightmare scenes. We originally had a masked character, but this was very unconvincing and didn't fit with the style of our music video at all, which is what we were told by our target audience. We therefore changed the idea completely to a little girl, which gave the text verisimilitude, as well as Stuart Hall's preferred reading, which is what we had hoped for. So the feedback was very useful as it allowed us to change our character and know that it was what our audience would like. What would you change?
I would say the good music.
Someone also mentioned the use of steady camera, which was very important in our production. So for this we made sure that we always used a tripod when shooting and only used camera shaking in appropriate places. Age, gender, ethnicity, sexuality, nationality and class were not an issue in the nature of the feedback we received in terms of the content. Girls were usually much more hesitant to speak on camera and were afraid. Most of the feedback we got was from our peers, from our primary target audience. The feedback was good, but it wasn't very thorough compared to the feedback we got from our fellow students and teacher. Their feedback was a lot more precise than the general feedback we got. It was good to use a range of both general and educated feedback, as we could act upon the little things as well as the things that a normal viewer may not see, such as a slight glitch in the camera movement. And out of a total of 33 people, I asked a number of different questions. The first one was, do you recognise the track? Which went down really well, as 27 people did. However, 15 of these said they would put it on their iPod, so that's roughly about 50%, which is good, so our primary target audience do like the song. In terms of the narrative, it was split 50-50 between easy to follow and the audience getting some of it. And then no one opted for the don't understand it option, which was good. So everyone could follow the video. Also, 28 people said it would suit a 15+ audience, which is exactly what we wanted from our primary target audience. When it comes to the more open-ended questions, we asked what the viewers liked and what they disliked about the song. And one of the key occurring themes were the effects and editing, which a lot of people really liked, which was good because we did try hard with that. Also, the black and white effect was very well liked. A lot of people liked that. In terms of disliked, some people thought it was a bit repetitive, which I can see in some of the scenes, but it's hard to change the narrative to fix that. But we'll have to see what we can do. Also, the floating heads at the start on the green screen, that occurred as a regular dislike, which we will have to act upon. And also, the video's slowing at the end, so it loses pace, which is, I agree with that, and we should act upon that and not lose the emphasis that has been gaining through the video. The suggestions we got were more dance scenes, and dance scenes I would say no to, because I just don't think it would fit in with the theme of the video at all. And also less aggression. And for the aggression, it's kind of what our character has to do, so there's not much we can do about that. But this audience feedback we will act upon and make a further rough cut. Thank you. That's how you do it there.